Hello everybody, my name is Ashfall, and I currently am unemployed. I just recently lost my job, and I figured now would be a good time to take whoever is interested in on my little ADHD journey of some of the niche games I enjoy, and hopefully open some people up to some new games that aren't really as popular as they deserve to be. I do know BitCraft is going on an upward trend right now, and hopefully get to show you guys the perks, benefits, and some of the drawbacks to it. Let's get right into this. Unfortunately, you cannot create more than one character for BitCraft, and to my knowledge, you cannot reset. It is definitely a grindy game, but it also scratches my ADHD quite a lot. And, yeah. Know what I mean when I say take you on the ADHD journey with me for my gaming? I, like a good amount of other people, have found that because of my ADHD, I'll stick with a game for a few months or so, and then just completely hop to a different one. Or bounce multiple at once. Like when I first got my computer, I started out with Foxhole. Was on that for a few months until work picked up, and then dropped that, got into some more city management games, and that's where I got onto my kick of city builders. Like, every structure you're going to be seeing in BitCraft today is player created. Most of it is not solo work. I joined these guys on my second day playing. It is currently my third. And it is a bit of a grind fest, which is why I figured it would be great for B-roll. Now at first, until I get into it, you're going to be seeing a lot of unedited footage and unedited audio as well. It does definitely take a lot of work. Oh, the game's not going to be behaving today. But yeah, the music for the game is absolutely supreme. It is currently drowning me out, so give me 1 second. There we go. Alright. But yeah, fast, soaring instrumentals. Gameplay loop is very similar to old school 2008-2009 RuneScape. The learning curve for it is a little steep for the skills. I am in a zone that is just out of my skill zone, but I am currently working to getting in there. Let's take a peek at the character sheet. I'm currently kitted out in mostly leather and plated armor, so that I can gather and be vaguely protected while I gather. But also, so this is your skill tree. For your professions, your skills are something else. I personally think they have it backwards. But, yeah, each skill has a corresponding tool that you have to equip for it, but it doesn't take up, like, your equipment slot, which I like. And my closest skill to 220 is carpentry or forestry, which makes sense because that is what the empire I am a part of, which is like your clan, has been needed most recently. I've heard it is impossible to solo this game, so even if you don't have anybody to play with, I was able to find a group my very first day. I was just finding out who they were about that first day, and then decided to join later on. And now I'm on their Discord and all of that. Beforehand though, you can get. It is very easy to find people, and there are a lot of people. Each blip you see here is somebody's claim or town or city. And there are different territories, like this main red territory right here is our territory, the Legion's territory. And again, I do apologize for how rough this recording is going to be. I don't necessarily know what I'm doing when it comes to editing, and I don't know if this piece will get edited. But this is just me putting myself out there, showing you guys a bit of who I am, and hopefully into a burgeoning little content creation gig. But no, nice little mini intro for you guys. And yeah, the Legion is actually located very close-ish to the starting area, because the starting area is going to be right around here. And if you can't tell, I ended up going from the starting area after I went over here for a quest. Just up and diagonal, all the way over. It took me about 10 minutes. Thankfully I hadn't built anything up when I decided to join, so nothing needed to be moved that way. You have your fishing, hunting, which is called Slayer here. You have mining, woodcutting, carpentry, building, or construction, not building. You even have pets, if you can see my Mr. Owl. Yeah. And the cape I currently have on, I like our Empire's cape because it's very reminiscent of a attack cape in RuneScape. There are multiple different vehicles. I don't have a mount or anything just yet. I just have my cart, which seems to be going a little wonky. The game is great and heavily detailed, but it is not without its faults. And let's see if we can get this back. Oh gods. It's broken for anyone. That's right now. But yeah, no. Parts are one of the first things the game teaches you how to build. It is integral for large transportation of a high quantity of materials or larger materials. Give me 1 second. But yeah, no, like, each tree gives you about 10 roots. And those are considered larger materials, which you can only carry one of personally. So if you have a cart, it is an amazing tool to help you skill faster. We're gonna leave that there for now. We're gonna go back. So it is not my known issue. Yeah, I'll show you a little bit of the woodcutting. See, the game's main mode of movement is actually point click. I personally opted in for WASD, which is still in an experimental phase, and that's what that's a side effect of. So it is good to know. Inventory. See? Boom and boom. But, I feel that this game is definitely my Zen guide. I'll hop on, I'll ask what my Empire needs, and if they need anything that I can help with, I help out. If not, I just work on getting one of my skills up to level 20. And just showing you a bit more of the gameplay is going to be my plan for now. This is probably going to be a bit longer of a video, so I do apologize, but you see there's different types of crafting materials. You get your planks, finished product like rough leather boots, which I've made. Everything in here I have essentially made or gathered myself. Yeah, the game is from somebody who used to play RuneScape back when I was a preteen, back in 2008, 2009. This game definitely scratches up. And I think on Steam it's around $25, right? So every other aspect is free. They do have a quote-unquote in-game store, which is just you buying not skills. Oh, there we go. Shards, which you can earn in-game, I believe. I'm not 100% on that. But shards just help out a empire like this stay afloat, stay supplied with supplies. But you can also supply the empire with legitimate supplies instead of shards, so you don't have to pay anything. And if you can see, I still have some of our starter quests up. Because I myself am just starting out. I haven't even tier 2. So, you have a name, Ash, or Ashley, either one, Ash for short. You have a bit of my story. I lost my job the other day, and I figured now would be the time I get into this. Before my most recent job, I was a security site supervisor. I'm not going to name where, not even name what country I'm in. But, figured it's time to attempt to strike out doing one of these. I've been wanting to do something like this for, 5-10 years now? Even before, during Jacksepticeye's growth, it was something I was toying with. And you have several different stations in regards to the growth, or the production of other materials. Like, I acquired the rough wood trunk from the tree, acquired 9 of them. I take them over to the forestry station. I can then put them into rough wood logs. And that takes energy, which you can see being put in right there. And yeah, the game is very... Find the tasks you want to do, let it run. You can do other things, like I usually check my phone, or talk with one of my 2 roommates. Because I do live with 2 other people, you guys probably aren't really going to see my face, or my setup, or anything like that. And if I do, or when I do, find work again. Once we get our own house instead of where we're renting at currently. That might be when you start seeing my physical face. Whatever. Yeah. Please be nice in the comments. Again, first time. But if you have any suggestions or notes, please feel free to leave them in the comments. And that'll be it.